Indianapolis is a scene for the 2005 USA Grand Prix, but there has been mass controversy in regards to the tyres, putting the event in doubt as strange performances and inconsistencies have been noticed throughout the weekend with the Michelins. There have been some big concerns and other plans drawn out, but no conclusion has been reached yet. The big question here is, will the race go ahead tomorrow? Well, if so, based on practice, Ferrari on the Bridgestones are the team to watch out for, with Renault closely matched on the Michelins, with McLaren not so far behind. Of course, the decision will be taken on Sunday, so for now, let's focus on qualifying for the United States Grand Prix.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Tom and welcome back to a brand new video, and this is episode number 9 of Schumacher Returns, and we are here for the 2005 USA Grand Prix, the infamous race where there was only 6 cars racing. Now, I can tell you straight off the bat, we're going to be racing with all the cars because who wants to see a 6-car race, let's be honest, and the video would not be entertaining whatsoever. So we're going to be racing with all the cars and pretend as if the 2005 scandal never happened and the race actually went ahead. And let's say at last minute the guys decided that the race was going to happen, and that's exactly how we're going to do it here. As you can see, we're currently gearing up for our one and only qualifying lap as per usual here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And so far, I've got to say, this Ferrari is feeling really good. The Ferraris have been looking really competitive all weekend, and the Ferrari are really looking ambitious for a podium and possibly a race win, with both of the Ferraris, Barrichello included, having some pretty decent paces. Now we're going to focus on the lap here, and currently Michael Schumacher has made a pretty decent effort of the first sector so far as he comes across the first sector split right now, and he is currently literally 300ths down on Fernando Alonso's on pole position at the moment. So there is literally nothing in it so far, neck and neck so far this lap, as Mark was now well into the second sector and now going to power down this back straight here. And similar to Canada, the straight line speed in the Ferrari is not particularly great. We are struggling a little bit on straight line speed, so we've got to keep an eye out for that in the race. But here we go now into this very twisty and slow section of the track. A little bit of a lock up there from Michael on the front right tyre, and we're now just taking it really easy here, keeping it in second gear because that is what suits the car better, as we now come across the second sector split, and we are now 10.5 down on Alonso's time. So still not too bad. There's a lot to gain here in this final sector. We can have a pretty good sector here as we power through the gears, now getting onto the banking, onto the reverse Indy 500 section, and now through the final corner. It's going to be a question of where will Michael come across the line now, trying to build up as much speed as possible across the finish line, and we're going to go P3 by a tenth of a second, so really close there, only a tenth. We managed to pull it back in the final sector, setting the fastest final sector out of everybody, even though straight line speed isn't particularly great. And in the end, that happened to be P4 once the session finished, and as you can see, Montoya just pipped us there for P3. So overall, pretty competitive session. I mean, if you look at that top 6 or top 7 even, it's all just literally 0.2 of a second, so it's so close all the way down to Jenson Button. So really tasty qualifying session there. Rubens Barrichello in P10 also. Apparently he was quite heavy on fuel, so he was looking to go more aggressive in the race, so we have to keep an eye out for that one because the Ferrari still look good this weekend. And also other results, as you can see, both McLarens there quite resurgent, but Alonso crucially has got himself into pole position and has really continued his resurgent form. But we're now going to jump into the race to see how things shape up for the American Grand Prix. So here we are then, it is race day at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here for the American Grand Prix, or the United States Grand Prix, depending on how you want to call it. And we are going to gear up to the 4 red lights, and can Michael make it 2 wins out of 2 on the bounce here as the lights go green. And it's been a really good start for Michael Schumacher off of the line now, so you can see all over the back of Montoya. And we're going to get ready for the heavy braking zone of turn number 1 here, going around the outside of the Colombian. Can he get Kimi Raikkonen on the brakes? Possibly. Doesn't look like it. And side by side so far with him and Montoya through the first couple of corners here, but Montoya comes out on top so far, but Mark was not going to have any of it as he goes back up the inside of turn number 4 there. Great late braking move, but Montoya is still really good on the defensive brakes there and not letting Michael through. But now into turn 6, this time Michael Schumacher gets the move done up the inside nice and late onto the brakes there, and Montoya this time has to let the position go. However, Michael does run a little bit deep into turn 7, but it looks like he's still going to hold onto the position because of the acceleration of this Ferrari engine, which is very powerful right on the initial kick in, where the acceleration just really powers in because it's V10 engine. And Montoya's actually not done with it though, because he will actually stick with Michael on the end of lap number 1 and really pick out some pretty impressive slipstream here through the banking on the reverse oval part of the Indy 500. And is he going to try and make a move here into turn 1? Mark Webber also there in the background trying to get in on this little scrap here as we make our way into turn number 1 now. Montoya's going to go around the outside, but there is no room there for the Colombian driver, and he has to yield for now and give Michael the position. And looks like so far so good here. Montoya's going to go for the move once again up the inside of turn 4. I think there's a little bit of contact there, but this time Michael does stay ahead, and hopefully now Michael can try and open up a gap and try and catch Alonso and Raikkonen, who are already 5 seconds up the road, and it's not even been like 2 full laps yet. So Raikkonen and Alonso really putting their foot down, and meanwhile in the background there, Montoya, the championship leader, has actually spun out the exit of turn number 6 there, so he's dropped way down the order and well out of the point. So a really big twist here in the championship race with Montoya dropping out of the top 10 and possibly picking up no points this race, as he had that massive spin there. And meanwhile, since that happened, that was sort of like the catalyst for Michael to really just launch an attack on Raikkonen and really get some good pace on the go, send a couple of fastest laps and give it a few laps after. And on the end of lap 5 onto lap 6, Michael is right on the back of Raikkonen here, and as you can see, he gets the move done there on the Iceman, nice and easy, way before, actually, I was going to say up the inside, but it's way before turn number 1, just a straight line speed of this Ferrari alone. Ferrari did make some front wing tweaks before the race, after qualifying, but before the race in Parc Ferme, and really up the straight line speed of this Ferrari. And meanwhile, on lap 7, Michael now spun out at turn 6, just like Montoya did, but a little bit before. But lucky enough, Michael's going to be able to rejoin him in P3 because the gap they had, these top 3 towards the rest of the field, was just so big, and Michael was actually able to get back on track and pick his pace back up and really go on the attack again. And moving later on to lap 10, it took a few laps, but Michael did catch up to Raikkonen once again. And as you can see, he's going around the outside of the banking here on the Iceman, and actually going to set our fastest lap of the race in the process, thanks to that massive slipstream he got on the exit of the sort of last corner, you could say, before the banking. But now Michael is on the back of Fernando Alonso, the resurgent Fernando Alonso, should I say, because he has really got his act together in the last few races, and Renault are really resurgent and really strong now, and possibly ahead of McLaren in terms of raw pace. So Michael's got his work out here as he picks up some nice slipstream on Alonso. He's going to power past him in a straight line way before turn 1, just like he did with Kimi Raikkonen a couple of laps ago. And that is Michael Schumacher into the lead of the race here on lap 13 at Indianapolis. So great stuff, and Michael is at the moment on track to get 2 wins on the bounce for the first time this season, and also his 3rd win of the season. But Alonso is not done there because he's led for most of this race, and he has had the pace all weekend, and he's going to want this race win just as much as Michael does, as we make our way into turn 1. And Alonso looking for a move here, trying to sniff out any sort of opportunity to make a pass on the 7 times world champion, but there is no room there. And look, once again, it seems to be a recurring pattern on this straight where people pick up some massive slipstream. They're able to make a move now, and as you can see, Alonso there is on the outside of Michael Schumacher here. Michael's going to go to the inside, but Alonso's going to put off a lovely little switchback here and try and go around the outside of Schumacher. And as you can see, you saw his front wing on the right hand side there briefly, but luckily enough, Michael had the speed to stay ahead of the Spaniard there, and he keeps him behind him for the time being. But Alonso just really feisty at the moment on the track. As you can see, once again into turn number 1, Alonso is trying to look for a move up the inside of Michael Schumacher. This time he goes late on the brakes up the inside, but Michael's still too good on the brakes, and Alonso can't get through, and it is looking like Alonso is fighting a bit of a lost cause at the moment, and Michael really is feeling it at the moment. And also just oh wait, so we've got a full course yellow, so that means it's a safety car. So this is going to be a safety car ending of the race, I believe, and this is the first time we've ever had this. Basically, you see the safety car there peels into the pit lane, and this is going to be a safety car end to the race, which is quite disappointing. And for a moment there, I just stopped because I sort of like got a bit confused there, because he told me to wait behind the safety car, even though the safety car had pulled in. But nevertheless, we're going to come across the line to win the American Grand Prix, just like in real life. Michael wins the 2005 USA Grand Prix, but this time against the full 20 cars off the grid, and Michael was absolutely just so buzzing with that win. He's just excited, he's absolutely loving it, and that is a huge 10 points for the World Drivers' Championship, especially because Montoya, if you look on the left hand side there, he finished way down in P8, only getting 1 point, so that is going to be a game changer for the championship. But looking at the final race results, as you can see, Michael there 1.3 ahead of Alonso. Barrichello picking up 3rd place, an incredible performance from him there, a really good charge through the field from the other Ferrari, and a double podium for the Ferrari for the first time this season, and Barrichello's first also of 2005, with Jarno Trulli there in a good 4th place, with Takuma Sato in 5th, Ralf Schumacher in 6th, Giancarlo Fisichella down in P7, and then the championship leader Montoya way down in P8, picking up 1 single point, with Raikkonen down in P11 as well. So he must have had some sort of issue, because he was in 2nd early on in the race. So a very disappointing race for the McLarens, contrasting fortunes compared to qualifying. And looking at the final standing, for the next race, Montoya still in the lead there, but Heifeld picks up the second 0 in 2 races, whereas Marcus won his last 2, and he is now only 2 points behind his fellow countrymen, with Fisichella in 4th and Alonso boosting himself right up into P5 there, with Takuma Sato and Joseph Button in P6 and P7, and Ralph Schumacher there in P8 running off the top 8, and then Raikkonen and Jarno Trulli running off the top 10, and it's really competitive there in the lower end of the midfield. And looking at the second half of the table, Webber has dropped down to 11th place, but Barrichello crucially picking up his first podium of the season, getting some pretty good points there and getting himself onto double figures for the first time this season. And looking at the constructors, finally, McLaren do extend their lead by 1 point, but BMW not picking up any points for the second race in succession, I believe, and Renault are 1 point behind them, all over their chuff, really resurgent at the moment. Renault was in great form, and also Ferrari have overtaken BAR thanks to that thanks to that double podium from Michael and Barrichello, and also Toyota actually breathing down BAR's neck. But that has been the drivers and constructors, and that has also been the American Grand Prix of the 2005 season here on Schumacher Returns. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, and if you have, then please do smash that like button. Let's try and hit 80 likes, and it lets me know that you guys are really enjoying the series, and I'm really hoping that I can get this done before F1 2016 comes out, at least season 1 anyway, because I'm going to try and do a season 2 possibly on F1 2006 on the R Factor mod. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please do smash that like button. Like I said, if you're new out here, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And then yeah guys, that's about it for this video, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. Goodbye.